Hi, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. I'm a retired financial advisor. I've been doing this YouTube gig since November of 2019, and this video is seriously the most important video I have done in that 2-year period, and I have done a video every day because there will be roughly 10,000 people who will see this video in the next week, and of those 10,000, I will change the lives of roughly 1,000 people. My hope is within the next year, 1 million people will see this video, and I will change the lives of 100,000 people as a result of this video. Because what I'm going to teach you in the video is not how to become a millionaire. It's how to become a billionaire. And you have to have two things on your side. One, you have to have the will and the desire to become a billionaire. And number two, you got to have time. Because the power of compounding interest is so phenomenal. And the gift that the U.S. government has given you in the form of a Roth IRA is so powerful that you don't need to be a heart surgeon. You don't need to be a ambulance chaser lawyer to become a millionaire. You just need to pay attention to about what I'm about to tell you and then put it into practice. You also need to go back and watch the previous 4 videos that I have made that are about creating a Roth IRA. They date back till April 2nd. I did one on April 11th, and then I did one just last Friday. And this one is going to be the cap that is going to tell you what you need to do to become not a millionaire, a billionaire. And all it's going to cost you is $6,000 a year. All right. Strap on your seatbelts, put on your big boy pants, because here we go.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Grinkmeyer.
As I have thought about this, and as I have done the videos on the Roth IRA and the tremendous power that it gives you as an investor, I got to thinking, what if I had had this opportunity? What if someone had come to me on November the 5th of 1966, the day I got married, and said to me, Kerry, under the circumstances right now, I can make you a billionaire. Would I have taken advantage of it? Would I have understood it? So what I did was I went back and researched and said, if I had the tools available to me then that I have today in, April of 2022, could I have really achieved what I am suggesting that you achieve? And I am convinced that if you will listen to about what I am about to tell you, and if you will absorb it, and then make a commitment that I will educate myself and I will make a consistent investment into a Roth IRA for the next, I'm counting on you being where I was on November the 5th in 1966. You're a 22-year-old. I want to show you, if this happened today, where I'd be when I'm 77 years old. Watch this. Okay, I wanted to put this in perspective, a perspective that you and I can both understand. And that is to say, if I had followed my own advice when I was 22 years old. I got married at 22. This is the picture of Nita and I on November the 5th, 1966. What if I was smart enough? Or what if some old 77-year-old guy said to me, the day after you get married, go out and invest back then I wouldn't have had $6,000, but invest $6,000 in a stock that you think has some potential. And let's assume that I bought that stock and it was called Walmart. I would have paid 5 cents a share for it. The reality is it actually didn't become Publix tradable until 1972. But bear with me here. If I had only invested the $6,000 once, that $6,000 today would be worth $19 million. If I had done it year after year after year, and I had achieved a 8% return or a 13% return, or if I did the moonshot and I got involved in the next big thing and achieved the 33%, what would I have ended up with? Well, let's just scroll down here till Carrie's 677. That would be today. If I got the 8%, I'd have 5,540,000. If I've got the 13%, I'd have $43,912,000. And if I'd gotten the moonshot, and that's what I'm going to tell you, what stocks to buy to get the moonshot, you read that number. I believe it's $169 billion. Is this possible? Is this even imaginable? Yes, it is. If Carrie had paid attention, if there was a Roth IRA available back in 1966, which there was not, if I had had the internet so I could do the research, if I could connect with a group of people who had a common objective and researched the next big thing, these things didn't exist in 66, but the beauty is they do in 2021. And this is all possible. Now, if this is the other thing you need to understand. If it was in a traditional IRA, I would have paid about $2.3 billion in taxes. I'd be exposed. But if it's in a Roth, I get to keep all that. This is the gift from Washington. And the beauty of it is they don't understand what they've given you. So this is the possibility. If you have an earned income and you can make a contribution of $6,000 a year, this is what you're going to end up with, particularly if you take advantage of the tools that are available to you, the internet tools, the YouTube, the Seeking Alpha, stock cards, and then if you want to do this inside a crypto format or even part of it in crypto, you have iTrust Capital. You have all the tools to make this $169 billion of tax-free money available. And I'm here to tell you about it, and I'm here to teach you about it. Now, the key to all this is, number one, that you will do it. And then the next key is to, what do you invest in? Where's the Walmart of 1972? Where's the Apple of 1988? Where's the Microsoft of 1988? Where's the Amazon of 1992? Where are they? Well, that's what I'm going to share with you now. What's the next big thing that you can put your $6,000 a year into, and then stay attuned to it, because there will be a next big thing after that big thing. And if you will do this, and if you will invest, you will be a multimillionaire. So what is the next big thing? Well, let's look and see.
So the next big things involve our 5 disruptive innovation platforms. So DNA sequencing, robotics with collaborative robots, energy storage, electric vehicles.
That's Kathy Woods. That's what she says. That's the next big thing. Yeah, but Kathy, what are the stocks? What are the individual stocks that I need to own to take care or to take advantage of this next big thing?
First of all, talk about genomics.
So genomics, we think, is the most underestimated and misunderstood of our disruptive innovation platforms. And the reason is we have never been able to really cure disease. Now that we're able to isolate mutations through DNA sequencing, think Illumina, that's the foundational stock in this space, we are able to understand where the programming errors in our genome are. And with CRISPR gene editing, increasingly we're beginning to believe we're going to be able to correct those programming errors. I'm going to give you a comparison today versus the tech and telecom bubble. If I had told you in the tech and telecom era that there would be 3 foundational stocks in the CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing space, they own the patents. I would have told, and that they'd get a 10% royalty probably on any therapy derived from CRISPR-Cas9. They, given that we're talking about curing disease here, curing pediatric blindness, curing sickle cell anemia, beta thalassemia, leukemia, they probably would have accumulated to $200 to $300 billion in market cap. Today, the 3 stocks, Editas, Intellia, and CRISPR Therapeutics, can barely manage to get to $5 billion cumulatively. This is so misunderstood, and so we think it's, again, inefficiently priced.
That's what Kathy thinks. Does anybody else think this? What about Walter Isaacson, the guy who wrote this book, the guy who wrote the book on Steve Jobs, the guy who wrote the book on Leonardo da Vinci? What does he think the next big thing is?
Well, I think the biotech revolution is going to be 10 times more important than the digital revolution because it allows us to hack the code of life.
So how do you keep up with this? Well, first thing you do is subscribe to this channel. The next thing you do is you go to the Discord. And how do you get to the Discord? You go to bestofusinvestors.com. I'll give you a link to our Discord. I'll invite you. And then you come and you gather from my knowledge. And where does my knowledge come? From the tribe. And in addition to that, I'm spending about $70,000 this year to get the knowledge from the gurus, the people that I believe that are smarter than me, that are willing to sell me their knowledge and their data so that I can turn around and share it with you. That's this game. Now, the question is, are you part of the 10% that will do it? Because 90% won't. And if you don't believe that, you tell me, have you ever participated? Have you ever gotten involved in a sport at a young age and then went back 10 years later and seen how many of the people who started finished? 10% at best. And what I know, of the 10,000 of you who will see this video this week, 1,000 of you will act on it. Of the 1,000,000 of you who will see it in the next 2 years, 100,000 of you will act on it. But you won't finish. And that's why we have what we call 1%ers. Because the 10%ers shrink to 1%. That's why most of the wealth in this world is owned by 1% of the people in this world. That's because everybody else quits. Don't be a quitter. Come to Best of Us Investors. Join our tribe. Become a 1%er. I just gave you the formula.